Boo! Hello all. Apologies for late start. Oh, I physically couldn't be at home due to failed transport back from the hospital. The only positive thing I can say is the bus didn't break down today, although it did yesterday. Out of the last 7 buses I've caught, 2 of them have broken down. Hooray! Thank God there's all that money going into the infrastructure. But wait! The opposite! Anyway! Hello everyone. I hope you're as well as can be in these times of shiteness. But fear not! There is a beautiful cloud on the horizon, and that cloud is the dancing monster, which will appear at some point. Until then, we'll just muddle along like useless. Daxtron says the numbers 11, 11A and 12 are often useless. Yes! And they're the only ones that get back into the city centre at a decent time. I mean, in theory, you could get to the train station on the 26th, but I mean, that takes like an hour. My God. Public transport seems completely wrecked now if you're not in London. Deary me. Although Newcastle subway's all right, isn't it? I think. Not sure. Oh, Dave's here, everyone.
Ich habe 10 Finger und 2 Hände. Ich habe 10 Finger, 2 Hände und 2 Arme. Ich habe 10 Finger, 2 Hände, 2 Arme und 2 Schultern.
Yes. Just to warn you, there is no quiz today, for I've not had time to even come up with a topic for a quiz, let alone actually write it and put it together. So we will be quizless this week. But fear not, quizzes will return, well, next week probably. But no bloody time. It's all been... Oh, Phil McCubbin says it's all private and also self-regulated, so it's out of shine, won't improve. That's true. We should point that out. Yes. God. Amiga Square. As long as you've all been indulging in extravagant profanities, then everything is all right. Norwich bus routes quiz. Yeah, good luck. God, I was talking to some guy, old guys, like he was 71 actually. He mentioned yesterday, waiting for the bus, and he was like, "Oh, I've got to wait for the 11B to take me back. It's the only one that goes past where I am." I'm like, "Oh, I don't know, there was an 11B." Found out afterwards there is no 11B bus. So I imagine the old man collapsed while waiting for a bus which no longer exists. Mind you, he's outside a hospital, so, you know, he's in the right place. So everything will be fine, I'm sure. Yeah, oh, bugger. Yeah. Dearie me. Right. I'm just going to stop my phone going buzzy, buzzy, buzz, buzz. There we are. That's sorted. Oh, dearie me. Right. He's been waiting for that bus for 70 years. He was born outside the hospital. Although they only built the hospital recently, and I think it was a field beforehand, so... yeah. The real 11B was the people we met along the way. That's right, the real 11B was in our hearts all along, really, Minty. But Compton says, my bus stop back home is one that hasn't run in 40 years. That does not surprise me. Bono Estente, Beardy. Thank you very much, by the way. Beardy has given us the outro song this evening, as often he does, a nice new one. But I think you'll be very interested in this. It's a sequel. Seriously, my God. Anuga says, why not just get a cab? Well, it costs 3 times as much. To be honest, I've been trying to get cabs. Taxis aren't really a thing here anymore. So to cut a short story even shorter, all the taxi drivers in Norwich, a huge amount of them, were European, and they all kind of left after Brexit, and now there's just no taxis. I mean... I'm trying to think. Today, I stupidly hadn't booked one in advance. Although you can't always book one in advance, even 48 hours in advance. They'll sometimes refuse. It took me an hour and a half to get one to get there today. And then it was 30 minutes late on top of that. And then there were none coming back from the hospital. I mean, the hospital was used to be the place where if you wanted a taxi, you didn't have to wait 2 minutes because they were always hanging around the hospital because people were going backwards and forwards because the hospital is outside the city. But there we are. Yeah, absolutely useless. Useless. So to get home tonight, for instance, I had to take a bus and then a taxi. Because I could get one from a taxi rank where there were some. My God. But on the plus side... See, I left a gap for the dancing monster to appear, but it didn't... We try, but the dancing monster cannot be tempted. Hello, the Lemon Man. Welcome. Right. There will be much throat clearing before we get running. Young Sherlock Holmes is finally getting a Blu-ray release. Yes. Fantastic bit. Bloody dancing monster. Right. That's done anyway. Forgot what I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted. Something about something. Oh, the sound's off. Why is that? Oh, Desperate Rich. Thank you very much. We'll get onto the admin in a second and I shall run back and sort all this. Yeah, the Tyrant King lied to us. Mostly because it said it was fucking entertainment, but let's not get into that. Oh, dear me. Yes, Young Sherlock Holmes. Oh, great film. Finally out. I don't think I've ever seen it in HD. I'm sure there's like a TV version knocking around somewhere, but there we are. Right. Let us catch up with the admin. Thank you very much to Miss May, 22 months. Thank you very much. Rubber Cat, gifting a sub to Real Kingdom. Thank you very much. Miku Kisai, 51 months. DiCarino summoned the Dancing Monster. Blame them. Tired Rich, 18 months. Ad Keys, 48 months. Track of Things, 24 months. 2 years sub anniversary. Thank you very much, Track of Things. Facile, 31 months. Cruckeye, 40 months. Rubber Cat, gifting a sub to Ruby Red. The Cat Lady Gamer, 38 months. Thank you, folks. Desperate Rich, 3 months. Says, your advent calendar is the only bit of Christmas I look forward to. I work in retail. Yep, been there, done that. It's not fun, is it? Not the most wonderful time of the year by a long stretch. Menemy Alice, 11 months. No time has paused for you. Do you still have dreams of Cube's painted face gazing eternally up at you? Always. Always. I used to before I saw the painting. And Fudge Touch, 3 months. Thank you very much for doing a thing. There we are. Tremendous. Hang on a second. Bloody hell, I can't... That's better. Right. Okie doke. I can't think of anything else exciting that's occurred, frankly. Well, that's good, isn't it? Tremendous. What more could one ask for? A lack of news. There we are. Albeit he has a 1080 copy of Young Sherlock. I wonder if I do. Or if it exists, you know, I might somewhere. I don't know. But I want it on a disc so I can put it on a shelf and then take it off the shelf for one to watch it. That's the way that works, everybody. Yeah. It's so odd that film has made so little impact, despite A, being a lot of fun, and B, having, like, the first proper CGI character in it or whatever, you know. Clockwork, yeah, the Tyrant King turned out to be the skeleton of a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Wah, 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 wah. Why is Tommy Wiseau streaming? I don't know the Lemon Man, but it constantly recommends him to me. I don't know why. I don't know why. Oh, God. Yes, it's a bit of a coincidence there, Biddy Viking, I would have said. The Tyrant King turned out to be the skeleton of a TV series. Oh, God, that's correct, mid-boss. It's literally an advert, isn't it? There's no excuse for it. No excuse whatsoever. Right. Yeah, the spy thing was just a dodgy drug deal. Absolutely, Enigma. And Scarface just turned out to be some bloke who was looking into the death of his sister or something. Oh, God, how does this exist? How does this exist? Right. And by this, I mean the Tyrant King, not like just the world in general or Twitch or something. That would have been. Yeah, Ballet Dude. I've seen a little thing on the making of the CGI night. It must be on YouTube somewhere. It was a lot of stuff. Can I play the Star Wars Tyrant King video again? I can, but we'll do that perhaps towards the end. Yeah. Right. Doesn't Twitch have a feature to boost someone's... Apparently so, JD Amato. I've seen people use it. I don't know what it is or how it works, or if the thing I'm banging against the microphone right now is sentient or not. I just don't know any of these things. It literally was all explained over lunch, over a succulent Chinese meal, Ghosty Fish. It was, yeah, I don't know, maybe don't keep all your plots to being explained in retrospect at the end. God knows. Are we getting more Limbo of the Lost? Oh my God, Snakey, I'd forgotten about Limbo of the Lost. Oh, I wonder if that's running. I meant to check into that, see if I can get it to run any better. Locutus of Sunnydale. I just keep to a regular schedule. That tends to help. Although late this evening, sadly. Yeah, there's the girl, the Dragon 32, quite correctly says, the whole plot happened in the last 5 minutes and revolved around a woman we'd never seen before. Of course it did, because why wouldn't it? God, I saw a film last night called White Fire, about a sort of radioactive diamond that's worth a fortune or something and people going in to steal it and stuff. But the film was mostly about the so-called hero character basically wanting to get off with his sister. But then his sister died and was replaced by a doppelganger, and he made the doppelganger have plastic surgery to look exactly like her. This was not a normal film, and it was deeply unpleasant. And it was very much marketed as an action film. Dr. Zoc says the incest porno masquerading as a heist movie. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. It was quite astonishingly unpleasant in many suggestions, and many directions as well. Frankly, oh yes, it was Robert Ginty. It was full of gincest. It was absolutely awful. Anyway. Absolute classic White Fire in France because of the weird dubbing. Oh, interesting, wrote the Astro Waste. Yeah. Have I ever seen Dragon from Russia? I haven't, Beardy. Off the top of my head, I can't even think about that. Yeah. Oh, God, not the Tyrant King. We've moved on to White Fire now, Noir, which you may have seen, actually. It's probably in your wheelhouse of odd films. But, oh, God, it was an uncomfortable watch, I think is a polite way of putting it. There's a D-make of Limbo of the Lost, Macarena of the Missing, and it's much better, only about 1.5 hours long. I'm making a note of that, Alaska. That's amazing. Macarena of the Missing. Excellent. Right. So, I think what I prefer my incest to have a fantasy setting. They usually do, to be fair. We actually watched The Spine of Night beforehand, which was sort of a fantasy film, but a very recent one. Some of the worst writing and dialogue I think I've seen for quite some time, and I've been watching bad films. It was, a bit of a disappointment. Visually interesting, though. The backgrounds were fucking beautiful in it. Some of the most beautifully painted backgrounds. God, amazing. Anyway. Oh, Body Melt. Body Melt was a bit of a disappointment. Jessica Fletcher did it. It was all right. I think somebody had really bigged it up to me, and it was kind of fun. I mean, it's got Harold from Neighbours in, so what more do you want? Right. Today, in lieu of a quiz, we're going to do other things instead. There's going to be Assassins. There'll probably be some Orc Attack. We're going to watch a trailer, because one came up on my bounty board thing. And if a trailer ever comes up on the bounty board, we bloody do it. Although this is only the second time it's happened ever. So, yeah. Video Plus. Yeah, I never went in there, Daxtron. No, I think, as I said last week, I was with Starship Video and Moncurs. Apparently the Scarface goes in Doctor Who a lot, says Gravity Gun. To be fair, late 60s actors probably in Doctor Who at least 3 times each. My God. Yeah, trailer for The Tyrant King 2, DC Flake. It's a 9-hour long trailer for a series that doesn't exist. No, Earthworm Sally... Street Trash is a very different film to Body Melt. Body Melt is an Australian film. Street Trash is... Actually, I don't know where Street Trash is from. That could be Australian as well. But, yeah, Street Trash is famous for bodies melting, but Body Melt is actually a different film. Uncle Jerry was a bad guy in Torchwood? Oh, my God. Bob Iger says the sister in White Fire is played by Belinda Main, who went on to star as the Alien Princess in Sylvester McCoy's Doctor Who story Delta and the Bannermen. Throw Me the Egg says, have you seen that a Greggs has opened very near another Greggs in Norwich? Somebody's mentioned that to me recently, Throw Me the Eggs, but I've yet to visually get the information on this myself. So we shall see. You have missed her, I'm afraid, Kalor. It was MacArthur Park today. Nico Diva, that's actually why I've still not watched it. I'll force myself to one day, but I find that massively off-putting for obvious reasons. Right. The smaller Greggs is moving to the bigger one. Inside. You have to go in and there's just a smaller Greggs. And if you do the special knock on the door, there's the tiny Greggs out back. It's the only place that has vegan sausage rolls in stock. Okie doke. The Greggs event horizon. The Greggs asymptote on the graph. The infinite Greggs in one area. Okie doke. Oh, son of a Twitch says Greggs play an important role. Oh, that was actually quite good. But anyway. Hey, Dave's brother is a supervisor for Greggs now. Yes, future sponsorship, absolutely. God, well up for that. Just remembered that Greggs down here used to be called Baker's Oven until recently. Well, I say recently, probably 6 or 7 years ago now, but yeah, weird. Kraken Scrabble says 90% of shops in Glasgow are Greggs. I think we're up to 92 in Newcastle, if I remember. Maybe 93, actually. Right. Okie doke, folks. Let us get looking at some stuffs. Then we might go back onto films. We'll see how we go. Right. I'm going to throw this up to be full screen. And it will mess with chat. So I've got to move everything. Here we go. There we are. Marvellous. Now we can show you this. Except it's not showing it. That's good, isn't it? Well, never mind. We'll just have to make it up. Oh, it's worked all of a sudden. Hooray! Oh, God, I've just realised I've streamed with the... Oh, I should have streamed with the higher resolution but lower frame rate. Never mind. Too late now. Crucible says, heard from a guy on Reddit who applied for a job at Greggs. They interviewed him and trained him in a virtual Greggs on Roblox. What? What? I mean, virtual Greggs is bad enough, but Roblox? Oh my God. Oh my God! Uncle Jerry was in Ken Russell's The Devils film career. That's on my list to watch soon. Bloody hell. Oh. Good God, yeah, I found my dad had a copy of it. Like a really recent one as well. I must actually get round to watching it. Right. So here we are. Roblox is standard training now for Greg, says Dave. Holy shit. The DS McDonald's game all over again. You have to get Elliot from Retro Future onto it, really, Minty. Blimey. Okie doke. This is Ace Advanced Computer Entertainment. So this magazine is infamous for inexplicably rating games out of 1,000. So apparently they could deem if one game was worth 1% more than another. I don't really understand that. However, it occurred to me recently, never really read an Ace. Apparently it's actually quite a good magazine. So we shall see how it goes. What is on the cover? Oh, an FM Towns. Sweet. I've got the Marty set up in the office now. Although, weirdly, my step-down adapter has completely gone missing and I'm having to borrow Nostalgia Nerds. And he just had to take it back, actually. He sent me a text. So I must get another one. Bloody annoying. Right, let's get on with it. So we've got FM Towns on the cover there. We've got you could win a free Atari Lynx, or the Lynx 1. Only slightly smaller than the warehouse you'd need to keep it in. X-rated Damocles and Interphase Clash. Oh yes, remember those games? Damocles was a 3D jobby, wasn't it? So was Interphase, actually. Interphase famously has a ripped-off sample from the Fine Young Cannibals at the start, and one of the enemies is a frog on a unicycle. It's not a bad game. It was also the game that was inexplicably put free on the front of like Amiga format or something during the time when there was like a gentleman's agreement that no full games would be put in magazines. Somehow that one was, which is a bit odd. Yes, Mashandin, Nostalgia Nerd's new book is excellent. I would strongly recommend it to people who like books and things. Is that the skull from Nightmare? Asks Ballet Dude. Quite possibly. Quite possibly. It's got that kind of look to it, hasn't it? It's also got weird teeth. The bottom teeth are bigger than the top. It's not how that works. Neil D. KOR, 13 months. Thank you very much indeed. Right. I like the Atari Lynx, but I didn't have the batteries for. Don't think anyone did. G12345. I've got the external battery pack, and it's like the size of a house brick. It's absolutely astonishing. VidGold says, I do expect chances of me buying this in particular was 0, given no cover disc or tape. Yeah, this was when you would get all your software off magazines. So, how do the grass masks survive Movember? Ah, AWM Perry. They are on a different plane of existence. See? It's nice and simple. Does that PC have a side-loading CD-ROM with a screen? Yes. It has a side-loading CD. It absolutely does. The FM Towns, or some of the models did, yeah. I've only got the consoleized version, the Marty, which is still pretty groovy. Has amazing arcade conversions on it. Absolutely amazing. But a complete dearth of original titles. Like almost none whatsoever. There we go. Mr. Lilac! Jeff Minter's announced a new Atari game? Shit, son! I'll be getting in on that action. And thank you very much for your 3 months of subs as well. Right, multi-format mag. This is, again, I never bought multi-format mags because I only had one format. You know. I mean, there might have been a time when I had an ST and a Lynx, actually, but it didn't last very long. My God. ST, Amiga, C64, CPC. That's the Amstrad. Spectrum, PC, Nintendo, and Sega. So all of Nintendo's... Basically, bloody everything. If you like your computer games, it will all be in here. Ah! Could something really nasty happen to you while you play? Let's find out. In a really weird bloody article that's not going to mean anything, I imagine. But who knows? Paul Stargasm says, I had this ST, but someone stole it. Oh. My dad bought me an Amiga to replace it. Ah. I reckon your dad threw it away and pretended it was stolen, Paul Stargasm. Because he desperately wanted you to have an Amiga. Because he was being paid off by Wang Computers, who did the repairs for Commodore in the UK. Or maybe not. Right. Where's the MSX? Nowhere. Like always in British magazines, sadly. Okay. Let's see what we've got going on. Oh, we've got half a Turbo Outrun advert. As we always say when this comes up, every time I look at this, for a second, I think that's her leg and that's like her shoe. And she's contorting herself weirdly in the seat. That is not what's actually happening. Specials, tune. Oh, yeah, proper feature on the FM Towns. That's pretty fucking hot. Nice. Nasty things happening to you during games. That'll be shock horror, I presume. Or screen text and oh no, not gonna spoil. Not gonna spoil. Run on. The editor was Steve Cook with an E. Okay. Oh, an improved version of Aka R. Interesting hives. Right. What a month. Okay, so Christmas is on the way, but that's still no excuse for bombarding you with all the goodies we've packed into this issue. Find out about Tetris 2, the extraordinary FM Towns computer, a simulator that plunges you into the depths of the human immune system. Okay. A coin-op that contains a PC engine. Which of this month's games you've got to grab, and much, much more. Not only that, we've got Overboard of the giveaways. You can win an Atari Lynx, courtesy of Anko. No, courtesy of Anko, I think, is the stunning Sony video camera. It's slightly confusingly written. And pin up on your wall the ultimate new technology wall chart. The Ace Techno chart comes free with this issue and gives you details on almost all the hardware you're likely to find in the shops in Britain, and quite a few that you won't. It gives you a complete guide to computer entertainment in one glorious, full-colour experience. Eat turkey, Santa. Yes. I think I've got a copy of Tetris 2 for the Game Boy. I think it only came out on Game Boy, didn't it? Isn't there an NES version? Does anybody know? Ashley Nido says Tetris 2, is that like the NES Tetris 2? Ah, yeah, no, I don't know. As you could probably tell, I wasn't even sure there was an NES one. So I can't compare there. Right. Hard driving. It's all about the red driving cars. Oh no, our home versions are bad. It's hard driving. Well, the Spectrum's okay. And I suppose the 16-bit ones were all right. God, the C64 version, though. Evil. Unnecessarily evil. Right. Oh, here's Ballistics. From good old Psygnosis. Oh, Cyclaps, technically, this one. Don't know which fantasy artist did this book cover that they've used. There's a lot of that going on, reappropriating, or, well, reappropriating makes it sound like they didn't license it, but various software houses would license sort of fantasy art and just reuse them as covers. Psygnosis, probably the most famous. The Powerhouse did it a lot. The Powerhouse did it exclusively, I think, with the artist Tim White for some reason, who, of course, had his lovely cover for, I think it was for Under a Calculating Star, reused for bloody Squidge. Mind you, Psygnosis used the same piece of art for Obitus, so I don't know. Nope, Digital Magus. We're still doing the Assassins. We're coming up to disc 200 soon. It's taken a while. Wasn't Tetris 2 on the NES, wasn't that like the last Nintendo game released in some